What's up, my cronies, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Fox. I, once again, hope you've been enjoying this so far. Last time you checked in, you saw me finish the easy path, so of course we're starting off the medium path today. And just like the easy path, it once again starts off with Corneria.
Good luck.
You know, I always thought this sequence was incredibly boring as a kid. And also this voice in the background. I could never understand what he said. I know he says emergency, emergency, and then something, 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 prepare for launch. No idea what he says in the middle. I can never quite understand it. But I always thought that was so boring as a kid whenever I would start up a run. And I had to sit through that. I mean, it's only like, what, 20 seconds long or so, but it was just something that bothered me every time. I mean, just imagine if every time you started up a game, like, I don't know, Minecraft or something simple like that, and you had to sit through a long, boring scene every time. Whatever. So, getting my butt kicked at the beginning of this level, as you can tell, it's not the easy path. I mean, it's not incredibly difficult either. I took a lot of stupid hits, but whatever. At the beginning of this level, if you fly under all of those arches or whatever, you get access to this twin blaster right off the bat, which is very nice, very helpful. Never one to complain about free, easy upgrades, except I did kind of get hit getting to it, and I've taken a lot of hits already. But whatever, it's just Corneria. And even if I did die here, I would have restarted the run for recording. So there's nothing to worry about. I'd like to take note of the music here, actually. And actually, the music for the entire game is all very good, but I'd say this is my favorite track of the game. A remix version appeared in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and it's actually, I think, one of the better songs of the game. And I think the Brawl soundtrack was, though it had a lot of tracks in it, it was kind of lacking. Like, some of the remixes were not very inspired, and I didn't really care for them, but I thought that their version of the Corneria theme was very, very good. And, like I said, this, look at Falco right here, just flying right through them without even turning on your side. And I did turn on my side and still got hit. Falco must be a real master pilot. Anyway, this game's got some really good music, I say. I mean, I can't necessarily think of how many of the tracks go, but when you're playing, you get into it. And it's very pleasant to listen to. At least in my opinion. I'm definitely not going for this bomb up here, because I learned my lesson on the last narrow pathway that was given to me. And I think we're coming up to the end of the level already. It's kind of short. Yep, here we go. And you'll notice it is the same boss as Corneria had on the easy path. So it of course has the same strategy and whatnot. But I do have to fight it again. In case you didn't see the first video, you just shoot the weak points as they open up. And then once the parts on the side are gone, you shoot the main part. You got one dead boss. I don't really know if there's any difference between the two. I mean, I think it shoots a few more missiles, maybe. Because, I mean, I did get hit a few times, actually, and I don't think I got hit on the easy path, but there's no noticeable similarity, really. It's still a really easy boss. And there we go, we're now, what is it, 16.66 repeating, 1 divided by 6, I think so. We're now 16.666666 repeating percent done with medium. And 95%. I guess I did get hit quite a bit on that level. So we're going to move on now to Sector X. which doesn't really have an X in it, but Andros forces intend to build a base right outside Corneria. It's pretty ballsy of him, if I do say so myself. And as you can tell, there is Corneria down there at the bottom, so we're probably just outside the planet's airspace, since the planet is still looming quite massively below us. It's awful close for a base. I mean, Corneria is a quite advanced civilization, I think. I mean, they have the R-Wings and stuff. Shouldn't they have some kind of giant laser or something they could just shoot down the base once Andros completed it? Whatever. I'm putting too much thought into this. So there's a bunch of, I assume this is construction material for the base that hasn't been quite used yet. I don't really know why they would need a rock crusher that Sergeant General Pepper, see, there I go again, calling him Sergeant Pepper. He said I have to destroy the rock crusher, which is also the second boss of the easy path. So that's 2 recycled bosses that we get to fight. After that, they're all brand new, don't worry about that. Gotta do some fancy dodging right here. And like I said, I guess these are construction materials or something for the base. I also think in Star Fox 64, Sector X was being used. No, that was being used to hide a secret weapon or something, which was the robot which swung his arms around. But I think Andros was also building a base, or it was a former base or something like that. I don't know. Here we go, we have another shield. Let's see how long I can hang on to this one. Star Fox 64, that game and this game share a few similarities, but you'll notice quite a few things are pretty different, and that's because rather than being a sequel, Star Fox 64 is a reboot of the series. I know, just after one game, right? It's crazy. But there was a sequel. I lost my shield. There was a sequel planned for the Super Nintendo, Star Fox 2. It was being developed and I think was due for release in 1995 or something like that. Anyway, the game was pretty much completed and done, but Nintendo just decided to cancel it at the last minute. Whether it be to focus on the Nintendo 64 or for other reasons, I don't really know, but the game was never released. But because it was, for the most part, a complete game, the ROM was dumped online at some point, and people translated it, and it's available for play. I've played through it once, albeit only on the easy difficulty. Like this game, it also has different difficulties, but I think the main difference between the difficulties in that game is there's more planets for you to complete. People compare it to Star Fox Command. Oh, here's the boss. Same boss as the asteroid field. Shoot the things as they open up, shoot the thing in the middle when that opens up. Easy. What was I talking about? Yeah, Star Fox 2. I think people compare it to Star Fox Command, which was released on the DS some years back, which I never played, but it was more of a tactical fighter, like you could order the ships around and stuff, but the main thing of Star Fox 2 was that Andros was attacking again, and he was sending his ships and stuff to Corneria, and you had to intercept them and fight them in dogfights and stuff. And I think Starwolf was in that game, actually. Yeah, I think I remember at least Pigma, and I guess the other Starwolf characters, but... And then you'd go to various other planets where Andros has bases, and you had to fly through them and then destroy the core. But there was some kind of weird land segment that you had to go in and basically go through a base on some... It wasn't like the Landmaster, but it was like a bipedal type thing that you had to go in and shoot the core or something. I don't know. It was weird. But I think the harder difficulties had more and more planets and more enemy ships to fight off. And I think that was the only real difference. I don't know. I never really played them that much. But it was okay. I mean, it wasn't... I'd say this game is probably more fun, or at least from the experience I had. And definitely other games in this series are better, but whatever. Anyway, we're gonna move on to Titania, which is named after, I believe, a character in A Midsummer Night's Dream by Shakespeare. Queen of the Fairies or something. And also, as far as outer space and stuff goes, it is the largest moon of Uranus. Or for those of you kids who think it's funny, Uranus. Yeah. As you can see, it's pretty icy, but I think General Pepper said, if he didn't, I'll just tell you, there is a weather control thing somewhere on this planet that has been taken over by Andros. And he also said this was Corneria's resource planet, resource world or something like that. But oh well, here's the weather control thing, and it's on the right side. You just kind of, I missed it. Well, at least I get to explain what happens when you don't do it right. If you were to go through the middle or left gate at that part, or as I did, go through the right gate and completely mess it up, it kind of loops around and you go through it over and over again until you do it right. So here we go, you fly through it and you turn off the weather control thing and you notice that it's actually kind of an ugly planet. It looks kind of like Venom, just not as ugly, like a less ugly Venom. Anyway, I believe Sergeant Pepper said something about this being the resource planet for Corneria, which means that it would be rich with minerals and other resources and stuff. But in Star Fox 64 and subsequent Star Fox games, this is a barren desert wasteland with nothing good about it. This was, if you've played Star Fox 64, which I assume many of you have, because it's amazing, this is the planet where, also close to Sector X, where if you were to fail against the boss and if you were to hit Slippy's ship away, this is the planet you would go to in the Landmaster to save him. And it's probably my least played level of that game, just because I enjoyed Macbeth, the other Landmaster level, so much more. That train level is just so fun. So it's just, I guess, another example of how things changed when they rebooted the series with Star Fox 64. Funny, you reboot after only one game. And it's not like this game was bad or anything. This game was pretty good, I would say. But whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Star Fox 64 was a better game, and to this day I consider it one of my favorite games. So, I guess I'm glad they rebooted the series, but this was also a quite good game. And now we're coming to the end of this level, when we fly to the base, which this doesn't really make sense what happens after we exit this base, but whatever. As you can see, well, there's the boss that's kind of taunting us right now, but as you saw, like, the ugly little sky kind of continued on for what seemed to be forever, but when we come out the other side of the base, we're amidst ocean. Doesn't really make sense. The boss of this level is something I don't quite understand. It's named Professor Hanger, according to the boss credits at the end of medium mode. And I have no idea what he's supposed to be. But he flies away and then flies back and throws weird fish things at you and just kind of dies. Huh, I was also kind of close to death. Whatever. He's dead, and now we get to move on. But not today, because this brings us to the end of the third part of my Let's Play. We're halfway done with the medium difficulty. That's 50%. And we got 100%. Nice. Anyway, thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.